Paso, Texas, new construction is my specialty. I'm so passionate about it. So even if you can't stand me and you don't want to use me as your realtor, but you need answers, feel free to call me. I'll still help you out. And if you need to sell your home to get into a new construction, call me. I've helped countless people do that. So this home is a little unique. It's an Icon custom home, and as you guys know, Icon Custom Homes is a custom builder here in El Paso. What does that mean? They will build you anything. They have a bunch of available lots, or if you have your own lot, they'll build whatever you want on it. If you want a spec home, they'll build you a spec home. If you want a unicorn, they'll build you a unicorn. And this is a festival home by Icon Custom Homes. So they somewhat went all out on this home. And there are about 7 other homes on this block. So you'll notice as I'm recording this house in your peripheral vision, you'll see a couple other nice houses. And don't worry, I'm going to record those houses in other YouTube videos. So definitely stay tuned and keep watching for my channel. Turn on the notifications that way you don't miss those videos, because there's some nice houses. But anyways, this Icon Custom home is called the Poise, and it's 2878 square feet. 4 beds, 3.5 bathrooms, and it's supposed to be priced a little under $690,000. It has about $100,000 in upgrades in it, more or less. But they were saying that this home without the upgrades, they would probably price it at about $604,000. This courtyard that I'm about to step outside of is your front courtyard. The door to your left, the single just regular door, is the door that goes inside of a bedroom that you can kind of use as a mother-in-law room. They call it the next-gen room. And those 3 big sliding glass doors that we walked through are your front door. So they took a completely different approach on this home. I've actually seen maybe some Vegas homes with that style. By the way, don't worry about your front courtyard flooding or anything like that. With the little rain that we get, there are 2 drains and it's sloped down. That way your front courtyard doesn't flood, water gets in your house. But anyways, this living room, kitchen, dining room area, definitely open concept to the max, and it has a ton of natural light. Whenever you're building an Icon custom home, for the most part, you're going to have a lot of windows. I will note that the sliding glass doors on the front, the sliding glass doors on the back are an add-on, and making these windows bigger, these regular square windows, is also an add-on. So when you're building with Icon, you will get the same amount of windows. Maybe there's a little more in this house, but they're not going to be as big, but you can add on to make them bigger. And then that wood siding, the brown wood siding that goes through the ceiling of this house, that's an add-on. The fireplace, it's extended, that's also an add-on. They did a different hand texture with the walls on this one, so it's pretty much the smoothest that they could get these walls to be. And inside of the kitchen, your add-ons are going to be the wood siding that wraps around the vented hood, and then your extra cabinet space to the left of the refrigerator, where it's kind of like your Scotch bar. That's an add-on. You'll have a big pantry pretty much in most Icon homes, unless you decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to make my pantry a bit smaller to make something else bigger. But you'll have a big pantry. The only difference on this home is that they did a butler's pantry. So you have drawers, you have shelves. By the way, fun fact about the drawers, you can take the dividers out, make one space bigger, one space smaller. So that way you can just organize everything. But yeah, the butler's pantry, that's an add-on. And I'm telling you guys all these add-ons just because this is a fully custom builder, and in all these festival homes that I'm going to be recording, there's going to be a ton of add-ons. So I'm going to do my best to tell you what's an add-on, what's not. That way you get a good representation of what comes standard with each builder. And while we're on this topic, Icon Custom Homes builds at about $173 a square foot on the east side, plus the price of the lot. And for the most part, lots on the east side, like in this area that I'm recording in, Tierra de Este, they're about $90,000 to, at most, $100,000. So, and the minimum square footage you can build is 2,500 square feet. But what I will say is if you build a home that's a box, right? You build a home that's a box, it's going to be in that 173 a square foot. But if you start building a home that has a bunch of twists and turns, kind of like this home, it's going to cost a little more, even though it's the same layout, because there's more stucco to be done on that house. Anyways, though, back to the topic of this specific home, they did the black stainless steel appliances, and they did 2 islands with different Calcutta quartz. There's Calcutta regular and Calcutta narrow. Usually it's regular Calcutta quartz. And then you got your laundry room with the little mud area, your garage. Your garage is usually going to come like this, 2-car garage with the epoxy flooring insulated and the tankless water heater. And you have the preparation for water softener. If you're not from El Paso, then you probably don't know that the water here is pretty hard, especially in new construction communities. So you're definitely going to want to have that water softener prep, and that way you can install some water softener later on in the future. By the way, your garage door can be opened through anywhere on a phone app. And the concept of this home was contemporary, linear, very modern. If this isn't your style, but you love the floor plan, they could build it like in a farmhouse, traditional, whatever you want, just in a different style. So keep that in mind. You know, they could arch the windows, they could put shiplap on the outside, make it a farmhouse, do whatever you want. Anyways, moving on to the outside of the home, you got your outdoor kitchen. I believe this is like a $10,500 upgrade. They did granite instead of the quartz on the outside because granite, of course, does better in outside elements. And you'll notice that the siding in the backyard, and this goes for all Icon homes, not just this one, is it's like wood siding, and they're not doing the stucco on the back. 75% of the home should be with this wood siding. But anyways, moving on, your half bath, and they didn't do it on the outside, is awesome because when you have guests over, maybe you put a pool in the future, you don't have to have them walk in, wet your house. They just come into this restroom. They don't invade your privacy. It's an awesome concept. And it leads right into your primary bedroom, which isn't my favorite just because if you have guests there, then they're a little close to your primary, but you know they're not going to go snooping around. On another note, this home does have the furnace inside and then the unit on the side, which some would argue that they don't like. They like the package unit, but they did away with the package unit because it has to go on your roof, and the more penetrations in your roof, the weaker your roof is. Moving on to your primary bedroom. Your primary bedroom, in all Icon homes, you're going to get some sort of ceiling design. They moved it to the wall. The only add-on was the quartz in the middle. It doesn't look like quartz, it looks like tile, but that's just because it's not sealed. The quartz in the kitchen looks shiny because it's sealed. But the primary bedroom is a pretty big bedroom. If I remember correctly, it's an 18 by 21 or a 21 by 18. So that's a big bedroom. Most primary bedrooms in new construction aren't too big. But then again, this is a 2878 square foot home. As far as the primary bathroom, don't be fooled. The mirrors at the top aren't dirty, and they're not slanted on accident. They're angled on purpose, and they're tinted on purpose. It gives the illusion of the primary bathroom being a lot bigger. And the bathtub, even though it's not too practical being elevated, it looks very nice. You can put some candles right there and then have a nice little self-care night. The shower was well deep enough, and then it had this little step. That way you're not cold while you're in there. Air's not coming in. The water's not splashing outside. I do think the closet could have been just a little bit bigger, but then again, this is a 3.5 bath home, and the closet's big. You know, like, don't get me wrong. It's a pretty big closet, and you have a big laundry room. It's just missing a sink. That's the only thing that I would say that it's missing. So by this point, I'm pretty sure that you've realized that this house is one big circle. Those front doors right there, that's where we walked in through. You got your living room here, the back doors, and we just looped around here through the primary bedroom. And this courtyard is the center of the house. You walk down this hallway and you see the courtyard. Now first, I'm going to walk through kind of like the basic rooms first. They're just regular rooms with carpet. They're pretty big rooms. You can maybe even fit a queen-size bed in here, but probably wouldn't want to. It'll feel like a little crowded, but good-sized rooms. The most important thing is right now I'm going to walk into the junior suite, mother-in-law suite, whatever you want to call it. They raised the ceilings to 14 feet in that room that I'm about to walk into, and they did the rope lighting. It has its own bathroom, its own closet, and it has a door to go to the outside of the house. That way, you know, let's say you have an older kid that they just want their privacy, they can walk in through there, or you want to rent it on Airbnb, make some extra money because you don't need it. That's definitely something you can do. I feel like it works best as an office, but yeah, this room is awesome. I feel like it really makes the whole house And then you have this huge window, so you can be a chismosa, and look at everything that your neighbors are doing. By the way, those lights don't flash. It was just the camera setting that I had on. They stay still. But yeah, guys, anyways, this was Icon Custom Homes. They have countless floor plans. They can build whatever you want in El Paso, Texas. And every builder is going to have a different priority in mind. For example, Icon has custom priorities in mind. Another builder like Palo Verde has features and quality in mind. A builder like Tropicana has price in mind. And these options can get overwhelming, but even if you don't like me, feel free to call me. I'll answer all of your questions, even if you don't use me as your realtor. But I hope this video was informative, helpful, and if you want to buy this house, you have my number.